Tim, you are joining us from Australia. It is about midnight your time, and I do appreciate the effort tremendously. Thank you so much, and good evening. There he is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is late here. I'm just turning my eyes open. All right. Well, look, thanks, Troy. I'll get straight into it. So I'll just provide a quick update on Pan Global's copper discovery in southern Spain. This cover picture here is just some of the copper mineralisation we've been intersecting in some of our drill holes. Forward-looking statement. Right, just a little bit of context. I think, whilst new mines globally are becoming more challenging to put into production, and the mines are tending to become smaller and take longer to get to production, I think Pan Global's project in southern Spain is well placed to jump the queue when it comes to putting new resources into production. And I'll tell you why. We've got obviously with some high grades near surface mineralisation. We're in a mining district with near to other mines, lots of good infrastructure, etc. And permitting in this area is pretty quick. So I think that really gives us a great advantage. A few highlights. We've only tested one target so far in our Escacena project, and the first drill holes there were discovery holes, and you can see hole 2, 20 odd metres at 1.5% copper equivalent, with a nice high grade section there of 7 metres at over 3% from close to surface. Importantly, that mineralisation included significant tin grades, and tin's really important. It's in a sense, from an exploration perspective, tin only tends to be associated with very large copper-rich volcanogenic massive sulfide deposits. So it's a really positive indicator for what we may have at Escacena. All the drill holes to date have hit copper mineralisation. We've got got mines either side of us. And as I said earlier, there's permitting in this part of the world can be very quick. We've got excellent infrastructure, and the La Romana target where we're drilling at the moment has plenty of size potential, as hopefully be able to show you. And in addition to that, we've got other upside potential on other targets. So just location, the Escacena project just outside the city of Seville. We're at the eastern end of the Iberian Pyrite Belt, which, for those who don't know, it's famous for having many of the world's very largest volcanogenic massive sulfide deposits. There are 7 operating mines in the belt, mining copper, lead, zinc, silver, gold, and previously Neves used to mine tin as well. Major companies operating throughout the belt. Freeport has a smelter just 70 kilometres from the project. We have sealed road access to the property as well. Well, this just shows the yellow is the outline of the Escacena project. The La Romana target in the south, where we're drilling at the moment, just here. And off to the west, you can see the proximity to Atalaya Mining's operation. They're producing about 55,000 tonnes of copper per annum there, the site of what was probably the largest volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit on the planet originally, the original Rio Tinto mine. And then to the east, First Quantum are mining Las Cruces, which is one of the highest grade open pit copper mines in the world. And then right next door to us, Group of Mexico are looking to restart the old Boliden mines at Asnacoya and Los Frailes. So a bit of an update. We've got 2 drill rigs still operating full speed at our La Romana target. We commenced our phase 4 drill program in January. We've drilled now over 50 holes. And importantly, we're waiting for results for more than half of those holes. So lots of drill results to come in yet. The grade, thickness, etc., it all looks to be very suitable for open pit mining. In addition, what we're recognising is the size potential at La Romana. It's open in most directions, and again, importantly, we've tested less than half of the 2.5 kilometres of strike potential at La Romana as well. And in addition, another 10 large untested gravity targets similar to what we initially tested at La Romana. So the prospects for making additional discoveries, I think, are very high. All right, just some of the latest results. We've continued to hit copper mineralisation in all the drill holes that we've reported to date. We've now shown high-grade copper mineralisation close to surface over more than 850 metres of strike and down 300 metres of dip extent as well. Some of the highlights from the Phase 4 program we've reported this year, hole 40, 52.6 metres at a percent copper equivalent, again with a nice thick high-grade section there, nearly 27 metres at 1.4% copper equivalent. You can see some of the other results here as well. And as I said, waiting for a ton of results from more than half of the drill holes we've completed this year. Right, this just shows the drill hole location so far. The drill holes sort of span an area now over a kilometre east-west and testing down to more than 300 metres down dip. The red dots are the holes we've reported to date. Yellow dots are those holes we're waiting on results for. So a lot of results there. In the background is the contours are the gravity anomaly that we originally targeted. Very large gravity anomaly. Over half it's still untested. There are two polygons, the magenta and yellow polygons. They're large downhole electromagnetic conductor anomalies that coincide very closely with the copper mineralisation. Right, just another view of that. You can see the two polygons, the conductor anomalies here in yellow and magenta. And superimposed on that are some IP chargeability anomalies. So the copper mineralisation coincides very closely with the geophysics. And you can see most of this large yellow conductor is untested at this stage. The conductors and the mineralisation are open to the east and to the west and down dip. So there's plenty of room for this to grow in different directions. And you can see some of the results here from holes that we've reported just recently and highlighted in yellow. You can see at one end, hole 45 with 30 metres at a percent copper equivalent with a nice high-grade section there at one end. And then at the other extremity, hole 58 with 15 metres at 1.4% copper equivalent. So it's alive and well at both ends and it's still open down dip. A few cross sections just going from west to east. Again, what you can see in the western end, hole 45, 30 metres percent copper equivalent from near surface. So high grade near surface, simple geometry, open down dip, stepping across, see the same thing the next section over. Again, next section was a couple of the original discovery holes, hole 2 and 5, high grade near surface. In this case, hole 5. Nearly 30 metres at 1.3% copper equivalent, coming almost to surface. And then in the middle of the area we've been drilling, we've got some very thick zones of mineralisation. We have hole 40 at over 50 metres at a percent copper equivalent. We are waiting for results up dip, hole 64, which also went through some supergene chalcocite. So stepping over further, we hit some very high grade, very dense, massive chalcopyrite mineralisation, spectacular grades in some of that mineralisation. We've now drilled holes up dip and we can show that mineralisation extends all the way almost to surface, so giving us the 300 metres of dip extent. Then in the far east, easternmost section, we've just hit some very high grade supergene enrichment style mineralisation. Hole 58, 15 metres at nearly 1.4% copper equivalent, includes 7.6 metres at nearly 2.4% copper equivalent. You see the massive chalcocite here. So, all right, so just stepping back a bit, here's the drill holes that I showed before. There's some old geophysics that Exxon did back in the mid-1980s, IP and mesolar mass, and that suggests the target the mineralisation could extend another half kilometre to the west perhaps another kilometre to the east. That gives us about the 2.5 kilometres of strike potential. And as I said earlier, we've only tested less than half of that, and we have some satellite targets around it. So, yeah, as I said, lots to do here. Well, stepping back a bit further, this is the Escacena mineralites, and where we've been drilling at La Romana. The large yellow area here is called Al-Andalus, and that's it's a very large area we're expecting to be granted very soon, and we hope to be on the ground in September. And we have 10 other large gravity anomalies in this area. And for those who don't know, this type of mineralisation often occurs in clusters. And just for an example here, here's Neves Corvo. It's 300 million tonnes phenomenal ore body made of 7 different bodies of mineralisation in that cluster. And at the same scale, you can see we've got what looks to be 2 clusters of gravity anomalies in similar scale to Neves Corvo. So I think the prospects of making additional discoveries here are very high, particularly given the proximity to other mines in the area. We already have a head start at La Jarosa, this old Exxon drill hole, 9.5 metres at 1.4% copper, never been followed up. We've got good chances of more discoveries. So some next steps, we're continuing to expand our phase 4 drill program at La Romana. There is potential to put out a resource perhaps at the end of this year, but our priority is really is seeing how big La Romana could be. We've got some new geophysics to come. We've got metallurgical test work underway at the moment. And, as I said earlier, really important for us is the permitting of the Al-Andalus property, where we hope to be on the ground in September, planning a large airborne EM survey, with some ground geophysics to follow up that old Exxon drill hole I mentioned. And then we'll be looking to get on and drill some of those targets in the last quarter of this year. So just last slide here. We completed a financing in June, and we're just getting money in from some warrants that are due later this month. So we're well financed at the moment. We've got over 16 million in the bank at the currently. So we've got plenty of money to do everything we want to do this year and take us well into next year, and we can really go aggressively on the Al-Andalus area when that's permitted. All right, well, I'll leave it there, Kai.
Fantastic, Tim. That was great, especially the last slide with the previous to last slide with the next steps. And can you put a bit of a timeline? You said you're drilling, you got some holes in the ground. Just a bit more of a tighter timeline, because I do understand the next steps, but also when can we expect a resource estimate? What do you think is necessary to get to that level?
Well, I think the drill pattern we've got at the moment, it's roughly 50 by 50 or even closer in some places. So when we decide it's appropriate time to do that, it's not really, I think that drill spacing it will be sufficient for an inferred resource. But as I said, we don't want to sort of put out a resource too quickly when it's still growing. So that's it. Once we think we're running to the limits of it, we think then we'll look to put out a resource.
Okay, maybe last question as well, like 60 million in the bank. Can you split up how you're planning to spend that money, and where are you going to put the dollars?
Yeah, look, I guess we've got another, 15 drill holes planned at La Romana currently, but that could grow. So, there's probably another, couple of $1 million there, at least, including the metallurgical test work. But then the rest of the money, I think, will go very much into that Al-Andalus area when that's granted. Big airborne geophysics survey and lots of drilling.
Okay. Can you, maybe as a last question, because we're running out of time, 30 seconds left, metallurgical testing, just elaborate on that a little bit. When do you expect results?
Probably, later perhaps 3 or 4 months' time. So we've got 5 samples in the lab at the moment, or on their way, looking at both high-grade copper tin, medium-grade copper tin mineralisation, some Petra, and some Supergene mineralisation, etc. It'll just give us an early orientation as to what we're looking at.
Sure, I think, but it is important to do metallurgical work as early as possible so you can know what you can actually recover from it, what you're drilling. So, Tim, I really do appreciate you coming on at midnight your time. Maybe stay on in the chat for a few more seconds. I do see the Q&A part lit up. I haven't seen what the questions are, but stay on. Make sure to get to those questions, and then you can rest and go to bed. Really appreciate it, Tim. Thanks so much. And we're moving straight east.